Hello, friends. We've got all kinds of paths running through the Rewald U campus here.
And they are beautiful,
Yeah.
especially this time of year. Oh my goodness.
Super pretty. And the forest monks that are out here, walking on those paths all the time. Same with us, walking on paths all the time. But the other day, we left the main path.
It was awesome. I mean, okay, not that we haven't left paths before, because I'm sure some of you have seen in other videos as well. Kenton doesn't always take people on paths. Sometimes you're trying to figure out where you're going through the woods, but it was really nice just to get off the path and just discover some things that we had never seen before.
I know this, I talked about this in a video long ago. It's where we used to live, and I was laying in bed one night and realizing that there was this little pond not too far from our house. And I was in my comfortable bed and I realized, I could get up right now. I could go over into that weedy, mucky pond, naked, and swim across it, and it would be this super potent experience.
And we can call it naked and mucky. It's the next
big thing.
next big thing.
The thing is, it's just right off my path. So when we're talking about getting off the path, we're not talking about these paths through the woods all the time. So sometimes it can be it. There's mushrooms right over that little ridge, if just we go and look, that are delicious. But we're not going to see them because we stayed at the path. But there's all these paths we travel in our minds, in our lives. It might be, you go the same way to work every day. And you stop at the same, I don't know, what is that coffee place people stop at?
I don't know, is it
Starbucks or something like that? Yeah. So, and you stop at Starbucks and you always get the same vanilla triple chocolate upside down frappa.
Latte mocha,
yeah.
Poca.
Yeah. It's the same one. And so here's this path. It's the same thing every single time. And we don't remember that. It's sort of the days become a blur and they just pass by. But what happens if instead of going to Starbucks, we go to that little Indian place down the way, and instead of having coffee there, we get some kind of tea or something there that maybe we've never had before.
I'm thinking of chai tea right now.
Oh yeah.
Well, masala tea, I think.
Oh, there's a whole story about that, but let's not. Yeah, for another time.
For another time. We have lots of stories.
One of the many times my brother almost became like
your brother's
billionaire
like,
because he has these great ideas. Yeah. Founder of chai tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
in the United States.
Could definitely do this. Don't go the same way. Take a different route to work. If it's going to take you 2 minutes longer, maybe you'll see something you never saw before. I feel like it can go deeper though. I feel like for me especially, there's two places where I really get stuck on the pathway. And when I do this motion, it really is like this motion in here that's
groove,
getting
right?
burned, right? And sometimes, if you don't want to say it in a pretty way, you call it a rut. But seriously, I mean, a rut in a road, it's a rut in your mind. For me, it is daily habits, things that I do every day that I maybe don't really need to do. And it's actually not just the things I do, but the way that I think about the things that I do. For example, I've got to make the bed and I've got to, get the kitchen clean, and I have to make sure that everything gets reset to the way it was before. Cleanliness is awesome. I'm not saying that it isn't. However, my recovering perfectionistic side says, oh, it can't just be like clean. It has to be everything in its place. And then I miss a lot of things because I'm on that same path. Right?
Yep. No, same for me. There's all kinds of mental pathways that I go down. And I can, I think we can all relate to this. We can feel when we're in one of those ruts. And often we know that rut is kind of self-destructive. It's not good.
Right.
But we feel ourselves stuck in it. And it's jumping out of that rut and trying another path. Dr. Amit Sood, right? And we mentioned this not too long ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to mess up the quote, but the neural pathways that we use are the neural pathways that we cultivate. So the more we're taking that route, the more we burn it in. But as soon as we step off that path and we start to burn another one, then the next time it's a little bit easier to go down that new pathway.
Creating those pathways is a little bit like exercising for your mind, but that you could actually
It's good for us.
you can even make the skill of getting off of the path a habit, right?
Yeah.
There's people that we know that we think, oh, their life is so exciting, they're doing this now, and then, oh, they just did that, and they made this discovery, and they always, you know those people, and you're like, oh, they've just taken that secret of getting off the path, and that's their pathway, that's their little, habit that they have, is that they do new and different things.
The path of getting off the path.
Yeah.
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 This is not that some pathways can't be good. We can develop positive habits in our life. And, if I have a 20-minute a day meditation habit, that's a rut or a groove, but it can be a really positive thing, if I go for that daily trail run or whatever it is. But a lot of times, we know it, our pathways are not really serving us.
Yeah. And I wanted to bring up then the second place that I personally get stuck, and that's with people. People and other creatures, because it can happen with animals, the chickens.
There's no chickens.
No, there's no chickens. Oh my goodness. So people is a huge one, and it's really not about them. It should be about them, but a lot of times it comes back to me and the blinders that I've put on, and putting on those blinders is its own little pathway that I get stuck on. And so that's a place where I would encourage people to explore and see how, it's getting a little deep, how do I get off the pathway with my coworker or my sibling or my spouse or a friend of mine? How do I just jump the track and try something totally new and try seeing them in a different way or try engaging with them in a different way?
Yeah.
What is that?
This is jumping off the path and just thought, yeah. Anyway,
Well,
so I think that's the message. Do I have lip gloss on my lips?
no.
I think
I thought we were trying to keep this like G-rated.
that was G. It's
Okay.
completely out of it.
Oh my gosh, am I blushing?
There's so much outside these paths. Oh, it's so cool with the forest monks. Once they start getting off that path, they start discovering things. And to take this even deeper, sometimes the path that we travel all the time, it is still filled with wonder.
Oh, I love it.
Our friend Brett, just the other day, took us down a path we walk all the time.
So fun.
And he said, I found something really special on this path. That thing, one of our favorite berry trees, it's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
And we've walked by it
A million times.
of-
Okay, maybe
right,
not a million, but yeah.
a lot of times, right? And so that is because when we walk a path, a physical path, it becomes a mental path.
We look there, then we look there, and then we
Yeah.
look there. You know what is interesting? That's kind of a fun game to try, and it's sort of a tangent. I'm gonna just go on a tangent. There's this game that we sometimes play as a family when we're hiking someplace and we're hiking on a trail, let's say, and then we hear other hikers coming. We all go hide, but you have to hide, like within 5-6 feet of the trail, as long as it's not just grass. And see if people see you. It is remarkable. People just go on by, blah, 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 and you're literally right there, and you can see them going by. It's not like you're hiding in
Right
a
there.
log with your eyeball sticking out. It's true. There are mysteries everywhere, even on the path you travel every single day.
One of the secrets to life. There's amazement around us everywhere. On the paths we travel, just outside those paths, and in developing the habit of forging new paths and having the habit of getting off the path as much as we can. Tell us about places in your life where you're stuck in a rut, you can't seem to get out, and share how you have gotten out of some of these ruts, what you've discovered just off the paths that you usually travel.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Thank you, friends. Talk with you soon.